Hi everybody, this is Jeff from the Front Range Community College Library, and today we are going to talk about how to put together an annotated bibliography in MLA style. Okay, let's jump right in. First thing, if we're doing this the standard way, it's not going to say annotated bibliography. I'm assuming this is going to be the last page of your paper. In most cases that's going to be the situation. If not, you'll put in your title page or your title information, your name, your instructor's name, and all that. I'm just going to go just as if this is going to be the last page of a paper and it's an annotated bibliography. It's going to say works cited up at the top. We're going to center that. Okay, that's all it has to say there. I'm going to go down here, take the centering off for the next line, and let's jump in and start getting some citations. Basically what we're going to do with an annotated citation is get a citation for, let's say, an article or a video or a book or whatever we're going to use. Then directly after the citation, we're going to write a short summary of what this source is. Okay, so we're going to start with an article. Now, I have already pulled up an article that I'd like to use for this. There are other videos I've created that show you how to search for articles. I'm using the database ProQuest, and I found this article I'd really like to use for this paper. So I'm going to click on this article. And when it comes up, here's the actual article right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is grab a citation for this. So I click the Cite button. Let me slow down a little bit there. In ProQuest, if you didn't know this, there's a Cite button within here. If we click Cite, it's going to bring up an MLA citation. Now, you could also set this to look up an APA citation, Chicago, whatever you want. I'm going to leave it an MLA since that's what this assignment is. Okay, what I'm going to do is copy. I highlighted that. I'm going to copy that citation, and then I'm going to go into our bibliography here and paste that in. Now I'm just going to use the Control-V key on the keyboard. So it looks pretty good. We've got some good text there. You'll notice that if you've done MLA citations before, that's not quite right format-wise. So what we're going to do is highlight this. We're going to make sure the font is right, Times New Roman, 12 point. I'm going to make sure it's a standard black right there for the font color. Then I'm going to go into this little arrow by paragraph. We're going to give it a hanging indent, and we're going to make it double spaced. And I always add this too. Don't add extra space. Okay, so there, and we'll check it over for accuracy. But we have a pretty nice. Now I could think there could be. Let's just no. It's right. It looked a little funny to me, but this is a good citation. Okay. Now if we want to double check the accuracy of it, what I would recommend is on the Front Range Community College website for the Boulder County campus. If you go into here beneath the databases where it says MLA and APA Citation Assistance, we can bring up an Mla Cheat Sheet. And I'll just open that up, and we can check the format here for an article from ProQuest and check its accuracy against this. Let's minimize that for now and go back to our citation. Okay, so now we have a good citation. Now we have to add the annotation. Now we have to add a short summary that's going to tell us what this article is. Now I've already come up with a summary for this, so I'm just going to type this in. Do not just try to copy and paste the abstract from the article. Read the article yourself and summarize it for yourself. That's the whole point of this assignment, is for you to read it and summarize what it is. I mean, you might be able to get away with reading the abstract and the introduction and the conclusion, but I would recommend reading the whole article. So I'm just going to summarize this. I'll probably make a lot of typos as we do this. I'll correct them later. Here we go. The privacy problems that users of Facebook encounter are primarily due to design flaws in the website itself. I'll go back and correct the typos in a second. I'm sure I'm making lots of them. Users of this online social network are generally unaware that while Facebook mimics real-time friendship, it lacks the basic safeguards that are in place in face-to-face interactions. Okay. Now I've got to correct all of my typos, which I always make. That's okay. And let's see. Friendship looks a little off there. And no. I before E. Okay, we're going to add that. Okay, so there is my basic citation. I've got the citation, and then I have an annotation, a short explanation of what this source is. Let's try another one. Okay, let's say we've got an article. Let's try something different. Let's try a book now. Now, I looked up a book earlier that I think would work pretty well for my paper. I looked in the library catalog and I found this book, The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. This is an actual print book. It's in the library. There's 3 copies. All 3 copies are checked in. Now, we've got all the information we need here for the citation, but it's a book and it's going to have to be structured a little bit differently. So we've got The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains, Nicholas Carr, and the year here, 2011, 280 pages. Okay, so, and we've got the publisher, New York, Norton. We're just going to abbreviate that to Norton, not put the WW in there. Let's go back to the Mla cheat sheet, again from the library website. Let's look down here and find book. There we go, book. Here's how we cite a book. So let's put in that author's name first, then we're going to do the title in italics, then the city of the publisher, colon, and the name of the publisher, comma, the year. Print shows that we looked at this, the actual print book. Okay, so here we go. Carr, Nicholas. Now we're going to have to go to italics. Shallows. What the Internet is doing, whoops, doing to our brains. Okay. City was New York for the publisher, colon, Norton, 2011, print. Okay, there, we have the citation. It's great. Now, what's the second part? Now we have to do the annotation. We have to summarize this. So I'm familiar with this book, and I wrote an annotation. What you know, for this thing, you probably don't have time to read it cover to cover. Read the introduction, read the first chapter, and read the conclusion, and at least summarize it. You'll have more time when you're actually writing your paper to read the whole book. So here we go. I'm going to do my little annotation here. Any new technology will fundamentally alter the nature of a society that uses it regularly. In the rush to embrace the Internet and all its benefits, our society has failed to understand how this new technology is already changing how our nervous systems operate. Okay, so hey, I got through without any typos, at least not that I see right now. So that's the part that kind of takes some time, is reading the source and summarizing what it is, what it says. So we got this. Let's try another one. Let's try a video. Now, I looked up earlier a really good video, a TED Talk by Sherry Turkle, Connected But Alone, about basically how we're all connected to our gadgets and our web pages, and we're all communicating, but we don't really know each other anymore. So I think that'd be pretty useful for this. Now, the MLA manual, which we all know and love, the MLA manual very vaguely talks about online videos. It doesn't really cover very well how to cite online videos. So other people have tried to come up with ways to cite it. I know the OWL at Purdue, you're probably familiar with that. I'm going to put the OWL Purdue here, MLA video citation. They've tried to come up with something. And if you go down here, YouTube, they've come up with kind of a format that's pretty good. I like some of the things they have in here and some of them I don't. I took this, combined it with what the MLA manual has to say about websites, and kind of came up with my own version of it. On that MLA cheat sheet, if we type in video, whoops, let me try that again. I did a Control F there. It's a little trick, if I can spell it right. Control F and then video. Takes me to the citation for an online video. So you want the author's name or poster's username, title of the image or video, online video, that's what it is, name of the website in italics, name of the website's publisher, the date of the posting, web, and the date retrieved. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this video now and see what we can do here. So we've got the author here, the presenter, Sherry Turkle. So that part's easy. Let's put that in. Turkle, Sherry. Next, let's look back here. Okay, then we want the title of the video. Okay, and I think it was Connected but Not Alone, or Connected but Alone. Okay, let's take a look there. Connected but Alone. Okay, and we're going to type that in quotation marks. Okay, and this was on the TED Talks website. Now that's going to be in italics. Go italics there. And then we want the overall sponsor. The overall sponsor is TED. Take the italics off, TED. And then the whole title for TED is Ideas Worth Spreading. Whoops. Okay, then we do a comma here. Now if you wanted to check on that, I just went here, TED, the overall website that posted this, TED Ideas Worth Spreading. Let's go back. Okay, filmed February 2012. It would be great if we had a day, an actual day, but it just gives us a month and a year. So we'll put in here what we have. That's the best that we have. Feb 2012. Okay, now we need some other things here. We need online video after the title. I forgot to put that in there. See, that's what this cheat sheet's for. So after the title, we're going to say, what is this thing? So your instructor knows what you're talking about here. And actually, I should have put that right after the title. Okay, and then let's see what else we're going to put in here. Okay, name of the website, publisher, date of posting, web, and the date retrieved. So we'll say at the end here, web. And today's 22nd of July. And there you go. Okay, so we have the citation, which was kind of an ordeal there. Now what we need to do, of course, the next we need to write an annotation for this. So I've written an annotation. I'm going to type this in here. Oh boy, these typos. Technology has changed how people communicate with each other. While people are more connected than they have ever been, they also are becoming physically isolated in their electronic communities. Okay, let me correct the typos here. It's just the way it works with me. Okay, I need a space there. Got that. Okay, so now you notice I'm always doing 2-sentence annotations for this. Your instructor might want a 1-sentence annotation or might want a whole paragraph, maybe 4 sentences. So, but this is the way that it's done. Now the last step that's very important is to alphabetize these. So I'm just going to alphabetize these by author. You could cut and paste them around, but there's an easier way if you're working with Word. Highlight everything, all your citations, and let's go up here to A to Z, this little button. Click OK, and then put them in alphabetical order while keeping the format the way that we had set up earlier. So I'm going to stop there. We don't really have time to cover all of them. We could just keep going, but this is the basic way that you do an annotated bibliography. Please contact me in the library or any other librarians on staff there, or the library that you actually are a student at. For any more help, we would love to help you do this. Make an appointment, come and work one-on-one with us, and love to help you with this. Thanks a lot, and until next time, this is Jeff signing off.